judges and questioner. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Life is like working on a painting. When you are a newborn baby, you're like a blank canvas waiting to be filled with knowledge and ideas. Like all children, I was very curious when I was a small girl. I would often ask adults around me a lot of why questions. Why do the stars fall to the ground? Why does a grandpa have much hair? One day, I asked my mother, "Mom, why am I an only child? I wish I had a brother or sister, just like my friends." Then she said, "Please don't say such a thing in front of me ever again," losing her voice in tears. 10 years later, I finally found out why my words had made her cry. My mother had lost a baby before I was born because of a very common disease called rubella, known as bushi in Japanese. After discovering this shocking truth, I couldn't stop thinking about how much pain she must have felt. So today, I'm here to talk about spreading the awareness of rubella, not only for future children, but also for us, adults, including future parents. Rubella is generally known as a mild typhoid disease characterized by slight fever and chickenpox. But today, I want to reveal its hidden identity. Actually, adults tend to get rubella more often than children. According to Dr. Taya of the National Institute of Infectious Diseases, in recent years, 90% of the patients have been adults. And it is especially widespread among people aged from 20 to 40, which is when many people get married and have babies. Then, do you know what happens if mothers get infected with rubella? The Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare shows that infection with rubella in early pregnancy causes the child to get a congenital rubella syndrome, or CRS, at a rate of approximately 90%. CRS causes children to suffer blindness, deafness, brain and heart damage, and in the worst case, fetal death. I have just mentioned mothers, but I'm not talking about mothers only. When mothers get rubella, they get it from someone else. Who is this someone else? Well, it could be you. It could be me. It could be any of us. Fortunately, if you are already immune to rubella virus, you can avoid the risk of CRS up to 99%. The Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare recommends both men and women to get a vaccine twice before having a child. Now, how many of you can say with confidence that you have already been vaccinated twice? I assume most of you will say no. In fact, a survey conducted by the news agency Sankey Living indicates 54% of women are not doing anything special to avoid CRS. And the rate becomes much higher when it comes to men. There are just too many people who don't know what they should know. Then, why is that? The reason is very simple. Because people are not aware. According to Professor Hirose of Tokyo Women's Christian University, people tend to underestimate the possibility of oncoming danger and its consequences. It can't happen to me. It's no big deal. This is how people think and fall prey to the preventable disease, and they realize what's really going on when it's too late. I believe we can all easily imagine what it's like to have the life of one's child taken away, or to have a child infected with serious diseases. But how many of you have ever thought that such tragedy may occur to your own child because of your own fault? Many parents who have got a child with CRS often blame themselves for not having been able to take a very simple action before the nightmare begins. Actually, my mother has suffered from this misery and regretted for years and years. Ladies and gentlemen, we should do all we can do to prevent the tragedy so that we don't later regret our carelessness. So, what solution do we have? As I said previously, getting a vaccine twice before having a child is the best. In fact, the only solution to avoid CRS. But before that, you can easily check whether you are already immune to the disease or not. One way to do this is to ask your mother to show you a child health handbook. If there's a record that you have already been vaccinated twice, congratulations, you have passed the exam. If you cannot find a record, take a blood test at a nearby hospital, which is free of charge. If necessary, the doctor will tell you to get a vaccine. What we should do is so simple, isn't it? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not here just to make sure that you have got information. I like to say that. Now, it is your turn to spread the awareness of rubella. In fact, in the United States, thanks to the spread of vaccination, rubella and CRS were verified as eliminated in 2004. You see, I'm not just an idealist. Children are precious. They are blank canvases ready to be painted on. It is the responsibility of us adults to make sure that no canvases are thrown away. We should do everything we can to prevent the tragedy, to prevent the worst, so that we can hope for the completion of beautiful paintings. Thank you for listening.
Then we will have question and answer session for 4 minutes. Mr. Kisama, please.
Yes, okay, thank you very much, Kojima-san. I'd just like to know incidence of the rate of being infected rubella. So we talked about the rate of CRS, which is very high. But what about the incident, the rate of being infected rubella? Yeah. Yes, is it high, low? How much?
Not serious, but the rate of getting
Rubella, yeah, being infected.
It really depends year by year because
Okay.
it depends on the weather or the
Oh,
global
okay.
people from foreign countries.
Okay.
So
What about in Japan? Is it just flattening or just ups and downs or just going up or going
there
down?
are ups and downs.
Ups and downs.
Yes.
Varies year by year. All right. Any ways and means that, I mean, for those mothers, pregnant mothers to have been infected rubella, to cure the babies having CRS after giving birth to them, you know, some pre-cure, pre-treatment for those pregnant mothers who have already infected by rubella before they give birth to babies.
Also, after catching rubella.
Yes, they're being infected by rubella.
Okay. If once mothers get rubella, it's impossible to cure to protect babies from getting CRS. Then after giving birth to the babies, there are some ways to improve these symptoms, like for example, taking operations or maybe taking medicine or something, but there isn't like, we can't say it works 100%. And so I think it's very important to prevent getting rubella in the first place.
Okay, in the first place, rather than relying on the treatments after getting infected. Okay, thank you very much for that. The question I have here is that you mentioned that in the U.S., how did they promote the spread of vaccination? You said it's said to be eliminated in the States in 2004. What did they do? You know?
In the United States, the government forced the people to get vaccine. For example, they made a policy that if the children hadn't taken vaccine against rubella, they wouldn't get the right to go to school. These kind of policies were carried out in the United States. So that's why I think in the United States it was possible to eliminate rubella.
Has GOJ, government of Japan, been doing something on this?
The Japanese government is also trying to spread the awareness of rubella, but because of the limited cost and limited time, they haven't succeeded yet. So I think it is very important to take actions in the individual level.
Okay, good. Thank you very much.